Eddie, I kind of addressed this on TikTok in a little short, whatever you want to call it. There's kind of two narratives about LeBron James being the GOAT. There's two conversations being had, mainly, the all-time scoring thing. We're not really gonna get into that. I think the main one here is him coming back 3-1 against the Warriors.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
makes him the GOAT. What do you think about that before I really just regurgitate what I said on TikTok?
Okay, so yeah, you said that it went viral, which was, and a lot of people were disagreeing, but they weren't really taking into account what you were saying because they were mainly LeBron fans, and we know how, and it's not even just LeBron fans. We know how fans of people can get the stands. We know how the stands can get and how biased they can be. So coming back 3-1 was a really good thing for LeBron James, and again on a 73-win team, it's amazing.
Impressive.
We probably were very
impressive.
In terms of, okay, we know what regular season can be. It can trick you. Regular season wins can trick you. We've seen it multiple times, so it's like you guys just try to use what you want to just make LeBron seem as the greatest player of all time. And if you want to argue that, there's nothing wrong. But saying that is kind of crazy because also that same 73-9 team was also down 3-1 to Kevin Durant. So let's just say they did close the series out and gentlemen sweep them. Do we have the same conversation with KD?
That was a very competitive series. So
it was a very competitive series. So do we say the same thing for KD? Do we boost KD all the way up to top 5? Do the majority do that? No, we don't do that. It's like you guys do it because it's LeBron James, and it's just simply not fair. Now, is LeBron James a top 2 player? Most certainly. There's only one other player, in our opinion, over LeBron James. We're not trying to, and it's not hating. You guys got to understand, this is not hating. This is just having your own opinion. Because the majority of the NBA, the majority of the world thinks Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time. So you can't say the majority of the world is hating if it's not a fact that LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. I don't think it made him the GOAT. I think it ensured it, like it boosted it hella high. But there's a lot of failures or a lot of saved by the bells LeBron has had through the years. So you guys can't just take one thing and say, oh, he was the GOAT because of that one thing. Like, no, it doesn't work like that.
I can understand at the moment it was a tremendous thing. I mean, the first 2 games, I mean, the Warriors absolutely, they ate their lunch, bro. Like, they destroyed them, bro.
Yeah.
it was laughable, bro. You know what I'm saying? They looked like prime form, like how they was packing teams up before the second half. You know what I'm saying? But then game 3 came, and I think to me this is, and I told you this is the most impressive game to me because, even though it was home, this was game 3. This was home for the Cavs. To get their leg back. They were without Kevin Love because he suffered a concussion in game 2, I think. So it was just him, Kyrie Irving, and Richard Jefferson starting at the 4. So and they destroyed the Warriors in game 3.
Yeah,
like mopped the floor with them. Came out, made a statement. Then the inevitable and went down 3-1, whatever. A lot of other variables happened. Draymond gets suspended in game 5. Kyrie and LeBron go off. They combine for 80 points.
But at the end of the day, they still had all three key Warriors players in game 7. So
yeah, that. Yeah, right. I'm not trying to take nothing from LeBron James, right? But that game 5, which was a completely. Curry said he never seen nothing like that. 2 guys playing at a level like that, which, they did their thing. They did their thing. They combined for 80 points. One of them had 41, next one had 40, whatever the case, right? They came back 3-1. That's the ultimate thing. But my thing is, people want to say, oh, they came back 3-1. No, Michael Jordan can't do that. This and that, right? The year before, Eddie, we know what happened. Injuries is, like I said, all part of the game, and nobody's really trying to, that ring don't get no. We ain't doing none of that because LeBron had a 2-1 lead on these guys. Let's remember that y'all like to brag about. He didn't have Kyrie and he didn't have Kevin Love, right? We know that was the thing going into the 2015-2016 season. If he had Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving, they would have destroyed the Warriors. It wouldn't even been none. I guess we forgetting those conversations that was had before the season started. In 2015, 2016, we forgetting that. So then when he does have those 2 guys, how are you down 3-1, bro? Yeah. And this team was just down 3-1 to the Thunder. Let's make that make sense.
But also, like, both Curry and Clay just not playing that well. Like, they were playing okay. And then it ended up being worse after that. But we know, like, through those first 4 games, Curry and Clay were okay. You know, they weren't their regular themselves. So it's like that is pretty crazy. You know, now that I'm thinking about it.
So for LeBron to pat himself on the back like that and this big old hooray, you know what I'm saying? Like, that don't work on me. I'm a critical thinker. That you know, it was impressive. I give him his credit for that. You know what I'm saying? It's very nostalgic to me. I go back and watch the thing that they put on after every finals where they show you the behind. That's very nostalgic to a lot of people. I love that. I love that year in general. That's the greatest season of all time to many people. But I stay level-headed, bro. Like, that was impressive, but that don't make you the GOAT, because you shouldn't have been in that situation, bro. You should not have. I'm not saying, you should have destroyed the Warriors. No, but you should have established that, look, I didn't have help that time, a lot of help that time around. I had my 2 best players. You know, y'all got me. You know, it is what it is. A loss is a loss. Now you come back with those 2 guys, and it's looking shaky. You look, you know, people, you down 3-1. How? You know, it was, but y'all bounced back, whatever. Like I said, a lot of variables that went on to help you. I did. I gotta say that. A lot of variables went on to help to I'm not gonna say, oh, this is the reason why I won. No, I'm not saying that. But a lot of variables went on to shift the what can I say?
The play,
just to help y'all. Just
yeah.
I don't want to say
clientele. You say something like
just to a lot of things that went on to get to that place. It's not like it was a full Warriors and y'all went out there, and it's like the same thing the year before. So I'm not trying to make it, but that's just what the reality is.
I think another thing is too, Eli, like, it wasn't even just the fans were so certain. Even the NBA was, because 2015, the Warriors weren't really much talked about. They won 50 games the year before, right? They were nowhere near in the favorites in the preseason to win a championship in 2015. I think they had like a plus 2,000 chance. They end up winning it. Okay, whatever. Everyone's saying that if Kevin Love and Kyrie was there, they for sure win. Oh, there's no question at all, right? So, okay, the odds even come up next year with the Cavs #1 in 2016, even though the Warriors just won the championship. How many times do we see that the team that won the championship is not #1 in the odds for the next season? Or like, it's just crazy. And it's like, okay, I get the odds end up changing by the time the Warriors won 73 games. Of course, it's going to change.
And for those of you who want to be funny and shit, they did win though. They did win though. You know what I'm saying? Somebody in the comment section gonna say that they did win, yo. So y'all look stupid. You know what I'm saying? I know a goofy gonna do that.
Yeah.
Let's put context on it. LeBron was up 2-1 without Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. And y'all mind, what are y'all thinking if he has Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving? If he's up 2-1 on the see, this is how y'all was thinking. I'm not saying, because we know things change. Just that team, that Warriors team that was last year, is not going to be the same team the next year. They went out and won 73 games. They were a different team. They may not have displayed that same dominance in the playoffs, but they were a different team and not the same team they were last year. You get what I'm saying? But y'all not thinking that, if LeBron, if he had Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving, it ain't no way Curry and them gonna have a ring. It ain't no way they gonna get destroyed. And it was very competitive. And
some people didn't even
think the Cavs won by a hair.
Some people didn't even think the Warriors were going to even come back. Like, some LeBron fans were saying, like, oh, they're not even going to be back here. KD going to be fully healthy the next year. It's going to be OKC and Westbrook. He playing out of his mind. He was second in MVP, top 3 in MVP. He about to come back with KD, go to the finals and this and that. They beat the odds. They end up coming back 3-1 on OKC, and they end up going 7 with a team that they were supposed to get obliterated by, because of the year previously. LeBron was up 2-1 without much help.
Yeah, that's the reality of the situation. And let's not ignore that LeBron was what? His team, they swept in the first round.
Oh,
the second round, they only had 1 loss going into the finals. They had 1 loss going into the finals. So it's not like
back-to-back years too. That the next year they also
back-to-back years. Exactly. So this, it's not like he couldn't. It wasn't looking that way. Because if we want to get into another conversation about why I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, that does not make him the GOAT. Y'all want to say I'm hating or whatever? I don't really give a fuck. LeBron is the second greatest player of all time. That ain't no hating, because he's the second greatest player of all time. That's bro. What's wrong with being a second great? I understand people. Oh, how can you put LeBron? I don't get into all that. Being the second greatest of all time to a player, Michael Jordan, it's like, bro, You know what I'm saying? It's unexplanatory.
It's like to a player that was, you know, and we're not saying we're not saying LeBron couldn't have been the GOAT because he won a third championship. We're not saying that, because most people, the older heads who were younger at the time, Michael Jordan repeated, they called him the greatest after that. But he wasn't saying, "Oh, I'm the greatest player of all time." After that interview, LeBron came back 3-1. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm the greatest player of all time." What the hell? All I'm saying is that didn't make LeBron James the GOAT or even arguably the greatest player of all time. Again, it just strengthened his case. The things that came up down the line is really what strengthened in his case into being our greatest player of all time. But the majority of the world thinks he's second. The majority of the players in the NBA thinks he's second. And Michael Jordan has been retired for 20 years. So take that up with don't take that up with me. Don't take that up with Game of Takes. Don't take that up with Eli. Take that up
with that whatever percentage it is. Yeah.
Yeah.